After the fall of Uranus, the world entered the golden age of Greek mythology. Many more titans and gods were born during this time, and the world flourished. While Rhea inherited her mother's loving grace, Cronus inherited his father's haunting paranoia. When their children were born, Cronus devoured them one by one, except for the youngest, who was concealed by Rhea, tricking Cronus into devouring a stone swaddled in cloth. As destiny would have it, this child would one day grow up to overthrow Cronus. This child's name was Zeus. Rhea concealed Zeus on the island of Crete, where he would be safe from Cronus's insidious appetite. She entrusted Zeus to the care of the nurturing goat, Amalthea, and a band of devoted nymphs. Together, they ensured that Zeus thrived in their protective embrace. Under their watchful eyes, Zeus thrived, nourished by Amalthea's milk and nurtured by the nymphs' wisdom. Amidst the gentle whispers of the nymphs, Zeus was regaled with tales of divine splendor and the heroic deeds of gods and titans. These captivating narratives, infused with the essence of Olympus, stirred the young god's heart, kindling a fire of determination within him. Hidden from Cronus, Zeus absorbed the wisdom of his celestial kin, becoming a beacon of hope and potential, destined for greatness. As Zeus ripened into adolescence, visions of grandeur and liberation filled his visionary mind. He yearned to break the chains that bound his siblings and overthrow the tyranny of Cronus. Seeking counsel among the deities, he turned his gaze to Metis, the titaness of wisdom. Metis was the daughter of the titans Oceanus and Tethys. She was considered one of the wisest beings in all of creation. She unveiled a hidden truth to Zeus: Cronus was not invincible. The Titan King harbored a vulnerability, a susceptibility to a divine elixir that could sap his strength. Inspired by this revelation and recognizing the potential of this audacious plot, Metis, fueled by a shared desire for justice, offered her wholehearted support. Together, they conspired to bring about the downfall of Cronus and pave the way for the rise of the Olympians. In the secret depths of their clandestine meetings, Zeus and Metis hatched their strategy, entwining their fates in pursuit of a shared destiny. Metis's visionary insight proved instrumental in orchestrating the details of the plan, while Zeus, inspired by her wisdom, honed his resolve to execute their daring scheme. Guided by Metis's wise counsel, Zeus forged an audacious plan to secure victory and liberate his captive siblings from the depths of their imprisonment. Armed with the elixir, he set forth to fulfill his destiny and challenge the dominion of Cronus, a force that had long gripped the cosmos in its oppressive clutches. As Zeus grew in strength and power on Crete, he patiently awaited the right moment to confront his father. When the time came, Zeus returned to Mount Olympus, where Cronus ruled as the king of the Titans. There, he skillfully disguised himself as a cupbearer and presented Cronus with the elixir to quench his thirst. Unaware of Zeus's true identity, Cronus accepted the drink. Little did he know that the potion was a powerful emetic, causing him to regurgitate the contents of his stomach. With the effects of the potion taking hold, Cronus was forced to vomit up his swallowed offspring. As the divine siblings emerged from Cronus's belly, they were grateful to Zeus for his ingenuity and bravery. Zeus's quest for freedom and justice led him to gather his siblings, the first 6 Olympians. First came Hestia, the goddess of the hearth. She was gentle and radiant, the embodiment of warmth and hospitality. She graced every home and hearth, filling it with the comforting embrace of family and love. She represented the sacred flame that burned in every household. Amidst the divine siblings, Hestia held the honor of being the eldest, revered for her nurturing presence that brought harmony to her fellow gods. She radiated a serene aura, fostering a sense of security and belonging. Though she did not actively engage in combat, her presence provided comfort and stability to the Olympians, serving as a beacon of warmth and unity. Next was Demeter, the goddess of agriculture. She nurtured life and walked the earth with grace and majesty. She held the power to sway the seasons and nurture bountiful harvests, bestowing prosperity upon the mortal realm. The earth blossomed under her care, and mortals revered her as the giver of life. Her presence exuded fertility and abundance, and her touch brought forth bountiful harvests. She nourished the Olympians and their forces, ensuring their strength and vitality. Her ability to manipulate the seasons and grow bountiful crops was a valuable asset. Hera, the queen of gods and goddess of marriage, radiated an air of authority and wisdom. As the goddess of marriage, she presided over sacred unions, offering her knowledge and protection to all who sought her counsel. Her presence exuded a regal aura, and even her fellow Olympians respected her as a formidable force. Her regal grace and wisdom made her a pillar of authority and guidance. She provided strategic counsel to Zeus and supported him during his conquests. Her divine authority and wisdom were instrumental in the Olympian success. Following them was Hades, the god of the underworld. Hades was a shadowy figure, veiled in mystery. The realm of the dead lay under his sovereign rule, and while some may have feared him, his impartial judgment ensured souls found their rightful place in the afterlife. Hades, though seldom seen among the living, commanded respect and awe, presiding over matters of life and death. With his immense strength and strategic prowess, Hades' role was crucial. His dominion over the realm of the dead granted him access to mighty forces that could tip the scales of battle. Poseidon, the god of the seas, commanded the vast ocean's might. His dominion over the seas inspired both fear and reverence as he unleashed powerful storms and calmed turbulent waters. With an adventurous spirit, he roamed the depths of the sea, mysterious and captivating in equal measure. Poseidon's emotions mirror the ever-changing tides, from calm serenity to raging storms. His wrath could be as fierce as the most violent tsunami, and his benevolence could soothe troubled waters and bring forth a bountiful harvest of fish. And of course, there was Zeus, the king of gods. Charismatic and ambitious, his thunderous presence echoed across the heavens, shaping the very fabric of existence with might and wise governance. Zeus held dominion over the skies, his powers controlling the thunder and lightning itself. He was the youngest and most powerful among them. Destined for greatness, Zeus's strength and leadership put him at the forefront of war, rallying his allies and guiding them to victory. Because of Rhea's quick thinking, Metis' cunning plan, and Zeus's unwavering determination, they were able to set into motion the events that led Zeus to free his siblings and set the stage for the Great Titan War, the Titanomachy. The Titanomachy was a 10-year cataclysmic battle that would determine the fate of the cosmos. Cronus rallied his fellow Titans to fight alongside him. He was joined by his brothers. Cronus, the Titan of intellect, devised intricate plans and tactics that outwitted the gods. Cronus, the Titan of constancy, summoned celestial forces that shook the very fabric of reality with his cosmic power. Hyperion, the Titan of light, blinded the vision of the Olympians and their allies with blinding radiance. And Iapetus, the Titan of mortality, fought with relentless determination, striking down gods and mortal beings alike. Cronus was also joined by the members of the younger generation of Titans. Two of them were the sons of Iapetus and Clymene, the daughter of Oceanus. Atlas, the Titan of endurance, was known for his incredible strength. He was a formidable warrior and a loyal supporter of his father and uncle. During the Titanomachy, Atlas stood by Cronus' side, acting as the commander of the Titans, fighting fiercely against Zeus and the Olympians. And Menœtius, the Titan of rashness, was known for his fierce and violent nature in battle. During the war, Zeus blasted him with a flash of lightning, sending him down to Tartarus for his hubris. However, not all the Titans agreed with Cronus. Oceanus, Mnemosyne, Phoebe, Tethys, Themis, Theia, and many of the younger generation of Titans all chose to stay neutral or impartial. As for the Olympian side, Zeus was joined by his brothers Poseidon and Hades. His sisters Hera, Demeter, and Hestia chose not to actively participate in combat during the war, but did support their brother's cause. They were even supported by some of the Titans. One of them was another son of Iapetus and Clymenes. Fighting on opposite sides of his family, Prometheus, the Titan god of forethought, was known for his intelligence and affinity for mortals. He defied Cronus and his father, choosing to side with the Olympians. Prometheus acted as a strategist during the war. He saw the potential in Zeus and recognized that the Olympians had a better chance of bringing order and justice to the world. Themis, the Titaness of divine order and justice, also chose to side with the Olympians during the conflict. Though the Titans were her kin, and she felt the tug of familial bonds, Themis knew that her duty transcended personal ties. She ensured balance and righteousness prevailed during the war. Her presence was a symbol of objectivity and sound judgment. She watched over the unfolding events with a discerning eye, prepared to uphold her divine justice. The aforementioned Titanesses, Metis and Rhea, while not active on the battlefield, were instrumental in Zeus's survival, upbringing, and the rescue of the Olympians. As the war raged on year after year, neither side was willing to concede. The Titans fought fiercely, unwilling to relinquish their dominion over the cosmos. Cronus, the once mighty king of the Titans, led the charge, his formidable strength and cunning strategies posing a formidable challenge to Zeus and his allies. It was then that Zeus received a pivotal revelation from Gaia, the primordial goddess of the earth. She urged him to free her children, the Cyclopes and Hecatoncheires, from their imprisonment in Tartarus. Upon releasing them, Zeus gained powerful allies. Their formidable strength and craftsmanship would prove invaluable during the war. The Cyclopes, masters of artistry, forged divine weapons that would shape the tides of war. They crafted the thunderbolts for Zeus, the trident for Poseidon, and a helm of darkness for Hades. The Hecatoncheires, with their 100 powerful arms, overwhelmed the Titans with their unrivaled strength, decimating all those that crossed their path. With the power of the Cyclopes and Hecatoncheires by their side, the Olympians and their allies unleashed their might upon the Titans. The battlefield trembled, the heavens roared, and the fate of the cosmos hung in the balance. After 10 long years of unyielding struggle, the Olympians shifted the tides of war. Despite their formidable adversaries, the Olympians, emboldened by Zeus's leadership and their unwavering determination, stood firm. The battle reached its climactic peak when Zeus confronted Cronus in a titanic clash of wills and power. With a mighty swing of his thunderbolt, Zeus struck Cronus, weakening him and unleashing a cascade of divine forces upon the Titans. One by one, the Titans fell before the onslaught of the Olympians. Zeus struck down Cronus with a thunderous blow, ending the Titan King's tyrannical reign. Victory belonged to the Olympians, and a new era began. Zeus cast Cronus and the opposing Titans down into the darkest depths of Tartarus. Atlas, however, was sentenced to a special fate. Having opposed Zeus during the war, he was now condemned to carry the world on his shoulders for the rest of time. Having vanquished the Titans, the Olympians ascended to Mount Olympus, the seat of divine power. Zeus, the youngest and mightiest, claimed the throne as the king of gods, wielding the thunderbolt as a symbol of his supremacy. He took Hera as his queen, and together they brought harmony to the divine realm. Hestia tended to the eternal flame, and Demeter ensured the earth's fertility. Hades ruled over the realm of the dead, while Poseidon commanded the seas. Together, the Olympians formed a pantheon of gods, ushering in a new age of divine order and stability. Their stories would endure, captivating the hearts of mortals, a testament to the eternal struggle between chaos and the triumph of the divine over all obstacles. But the story does not end here. The Olympians would bring upon an era of expansion and growth, giving rise to countless gods, heroes, and mortals. Gods that would go on to join the Olympians on Mount Olympus. Heroes that would change the course of destiny, and mortals that would go on to shape the world as we know it.